Alright, let's have a crack at the Sony. If my camera does not go out of focus. Ironically, another Sony product. So what's the symptoms, you might ask? Well, and I hope it does this on camera, and of course, I know my luck, it'll probably have fixed itself, or I probably fixed it by plunking it on the ground like I did. Let's turn it on here. See what happens. As you can see, it spins up the disc. Oh, for crying out loud. That wasn't working before, so... Now it's working fine. What the hell? Or is it working fine? Yeah, it's working fine. God, I am such a loser. What the f... I wonder if it's because I didn't have it straight. Nope. Now it's working fine. Okay, I took it out of there and replaced it with that over there, and now it's not working. Awesome. It's a Sony. Yeah, and it's ticking me off because it's supposed to not work. I really do hate that that kind of troubleshooting, you know, where you've done something to it that you really don't, you really just don't know what you did. Alright, this isn't perfect, but let's see what it does now. Sounds like crap. But it seems to be working. Wait a minute. Oh, there it goes. But there was something wrong with this one. And it is exactly the reason why I bought the TIAC in the first place. Oh well, now I've got a spare, I guess. So I don't know what happened between then and now, but apparently the Sony has fixed itself. And then if I touch it, it skips. Well, let's see if I can get it to screw up. Looks like I'm having no such luck. Let me get a newer CD and see what happens. It is worth mentioning that this was a CD recordable. In fact, all of these are CD recordables, except for the one that I just put in there. I would like to hear no comments about bootleg, because this is legally created from media that I already own. Other discs, cassettes, it's a mixed CD. Come on, folks. We all make them. So anyways, let's see if it works. It seems to be working fine. Oh, for crying out loud. I go to make a Sony, a video of this Sony not working, and what does it do? It starts working perfectly. Well, maybe I'll change the TIAC, maybe I'll think about that, but either way, this was a botched video. I might still take it apart just so we can look inside, but I'm almost afraid to break it, because it's working fine. Especially when you consider I paid $14.99 for it, which was actually double what I paid for the TIAC. So I don't know what's going on here. CD changers, I'm convinced they're made of black magic, because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Maybe I... Whoa. Well, I just got it to screw up there, probably because I'm moving it while it's playing. So let's stop it and then move it. I'm sure you're getting a good look at all this. Let's have it kind of sitting how it was. See what happens. It's still working. Making awful noises. I've turned on the all-disc shuffle feature. Let's see how this one works. Yeah, you can see that works much better than the TIAC. It seems to actually work. Holy crap, that sounds terrible. There we go, now it's screwing up. See, that's what it does. I don't know why it does that, but it screws up like that. But only on some discs. That wasn't a very good shuffle, was it? Maybe it's only on that one disc. Holy crap. Okay, so it's having a little bit of trouble now, as you can probably tell. It's not impressed with me. So maybe I will take it apart after all and see what's going on. I think that sounds like a good idea. Alright, so for those of you who are wondering how to take apart your own Sony, well, there are two screws on the back that you need to take off, and the cover simply just lifts off. I was amazed at that when I first took it apart. But here are a couple of things I'd like to point out. First of all, there's a belt in here which I think is good. That's what turns the tray mechanism. Probably shouldn't do that. That might throw it off a bit. And I just got grease on my hand. The unit itself is actually really simple. You can get to the underside by removing a couple of screws, but here is the piece de resistance. It's this piece of junk right here. I don't know what it's screwed into. I think it's a worm gear, actually. But this comes up right here, and it's just allowed to free float around in there. And it really just kind of sucks. Now, I would caution everybody against doing something this stupid. Turning this on while the cover is off. For this reason, you see, there is a laser LED in there somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Probably where that lens is. And, well, let's just say that that is an infrared laser, so you will not see it. And when you look into it, you will doodle pretty patterns on your retina, and you will not be able to see anymore after you do that. So you will be sorry. So, we're going to do this. I'm going to fire it up. I'm not going to look at it. Is it plugged in? It's not plugged in. Well, we'll plug it in first. So let's see what happens when I fire it up. Again, being sure not to look into the LED. You can see it wasn't too impressed with that. But you can get a look at what it's doing. Okay. So, now comes the fun part. In theory, I didn't need to do that. I could just load discs like this. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. So let's try that. Okay, so I've loaded it up just now with a couple of discs, so we'll press play. You can see just how far off it is off center. Throw in a disc, whoops, into this position here without hitting it. I'm going to let it rediscover what discs are inserted. Just like this, and it should play Pump Up the Jam now. Yep, it just broke. Probably because I'm not hitting play. Look at how off-center that is. You can see it really does depend upon the angle. So I'm going to need to, definitely before I use the Sony, I'm going to need to figure out how to set it down on something. I wonder if all CD changers are like that. They probably are. So there's our solution. It wasn't what I thought it was. This is held in with adhesive, I thought. Maybe I'm just a total liar. It looks like it's actually held in with clips. I thought there was adhesive on the other side, but it might come off just like that. You'd have to take the screw out, of course, and I don't really want to do that, but it looks like this is just adhesive. Or not adhesive, sorry, it's just clips. So, yeah. Learned something today. Anyways, well, I think that's really enough of that. So we're gonna... Where's the stop button? Right there. You can see this one doesn't unload the disc. The TIAC over there does.